Alright, this video is going to be about finding percentages of numbers and kind of finding some sales tax. So first we're going to talk about finding percentages of numbers. In order to do that, we must first turn the percent into a decimal. And then multiply that decimal by the initial amount. So what that looks like is our question is going to look something like, what is 70% of 30? And it's asking us to round to the nearest hundredth. So we're going to take 70% and turn that into a decimal by dividing by 100. Remember that if we're dividing by 100, our decimal moves 2 places to the left, which would give us 0.70. Then we're going to take that decimal and multiply it by the initial amount, which is 30. So I'm going to take 0.70 times 30. And I'm just putting the parentheses here to keep it organized since there's kind of a lot going on in that decimal. So if you type it into your calculator, you should get that it equals 21. So 70% of 30 is 21. All right, example 2 is asking, what is 2% of 27? So first, we're going to turn that percent into a decimal. We're going to take 2 divided by 100, which is going to give us 0.02. That's 2% represented as a decimal. Then we're going to take this and multiply that by the initial amount, which is 27. And you get 0.54 exactly. So it's already rounded to the hundredths place. Okay, so this one's a little more complicated, but also a little more real life situation based. What is 11.6% of 28.75 round to the nearest hundredths place? So we turn the percent into a decimal by dividing by 100. So 11.6 divided by 100 moves the decimal place over 2 spots to the left, 0.116. Then we take this amount and multiply it by our initial amount of 28.75. And we get 3.335. I need to round to the nearest hundredths place, which is this guy right here. I look next door to the right. It's 5, which is greater than or equal to 5. So I round up. So this is going to round to 3.34. So getting into some more real life type stuff. Sales tax is determined by finding a percentage of the purchase price. So we're finding a percentage of the purchase price. Then that percentage we find, that amount, is then added to the purchase price for an initial, or to the initial amount for our final amount. So for the next example, we're going to use Shawnee's sales tax rate, which is 9.6%. Go ahead and flip to the back. All right, our purchase price is $19.99 and our sales tax is 9.6%. So our first step is we're going to take that sales tax and make it into a decimal by dividing by 100, which means that my decimal moves 2 spaces to the right, and I get 0.096. Then I take that decimal times my initial amount, which is $19.99. Type that into a calculator and you will get 1.19 or 91904. I'm gonna rewrite that. So round to the nearest hundredths place, because when we're dealing with money, you only ever go 2 spots to the left of the decimal. $19.99 is only 2 spots to the left of the or to the right of the decimal. So you find your hundredths place, look to the right, bigger than 5, round up. So it's going to round to 1.92. Then our total amount is found by taking the sales tax, 1.92, and adding it to our initial amount, $19.99, to get a total of $21.91. So I'm going kind of fast through these. I've already done them on a calculator. If you want, go ahead and pause and then take some time and try it on your calculator by yourself. But our final example, I kind of had to rewrite it, my printer got weird, is your bill at a restaurant is $31.29. If the sales tax is 8.75%, what is the final amount you're going to pay? So our purchase price is $31.29. Sales tax is 8.75%. Our first step is to turn the sales tax into a decimal by dividing by 100. $0.0875. So the amount of tax on the bill is our sales tax decimal multiplied by our purchase price, and you get 2.7378. But again, I need to round to the nearest hundredths place. I round up to 2.74 is my tax. My total amount is found by taking my tax amount and adding it to my purchase price for a grand total of $34.03. All right, I'm gonna encourage you to pause, go back, rewatch the section, kind of see what happened. If you missed anything, make sure you fill out the notes completely into your best ability, and then log off and wait for further instructions.